everyone, Melanie Muenchinger here, illustrator for Gina K Designs. Today I have a new project for you with my newest set from Gina K Designs, Fill It With Flowers, back in stock, so I'm really excited about that, and I have a lot more videos planned for you with this set coming soon because I have some elements in here that I still haven't gotten to show. It just has so many different things that you can do with it. Today we're going to be doing some Spectrum Noir coloring, going to show you just some little tips with some of the elements, and then we're also going to be doing some masking. So this is the card that we're creating today. Please sure to stay till the end of the video because I am going to show you an alternative layout with it, but also I'm going to show you one that I did with the Zig Clean Color markers, and that's something else that I'm going to be adding to my YouTube channel because I just got the Zig Clean Color markers. I really like them. I won't stop using Spectrum Noir, but it's just a different look and there's a lot of really cool techniques you can do with them. So I'll talk about that a little bit more later in the video. The products that you're going to need for today's card, the Spectrum Noir markers that I've got the GB7, the EB2, the GB8, the CR2. Oops, I put the wrong cap on that marker because I did some tip to tip earlier to test out my markers. The DR7, the IB2, or excuse me, HB2, that's a kind of a purple, the GB6, the IG2, and then finally the LV2. So these are kind of different colors on this card. It would be nice for fall, but also for a masculine anytime card. Today we're going to be using the tissue wrap, as you can see, and then also that lemon leaf and the eucalyptus branch. And so you're obviously going to need the Fill It With Flowers set. I also got really inspired by a challenge that Susie Moore, one of our design team members, posted recently on Stamp TV, fantasy flowers, to do them in different colors than you normally would. So I do see eucalyptus in these colors because I do see different branches dyed and things like at Pier 1 Imports and World Market, but it's really fun to sometimes take a departure from green or the typical colors you would use for flower blooms and do something else. I just love how this color combination turned out. It's really different but really fun. You're also going to need some acrylic blocks for your stamps. I've got just some sticky notes for the masking and some scissors for cutting out the tag and my mask. Got the Memento Tuxedo Black ink pad. I am using the Distressed Branches Cuttlebug folder today. Really elegant folder. I love this on nature projects and I just thought it looked really good. Repeating that raffia that's wrapped around there, and then of course the branches. Adhesive for the card, and then just some foam squares. Show you a fun tip with that. And then we just got some of the Gina K Pure Luxury Honey Mustard, the black onyx, and this is what I used that Distressed Branches embossing folder on, so you can see the texture, hopefully. And then just the white for the stamped image, and then just a scrap for the little tag. I'll post those measurements below. Okay, so let's begin stamping. I'm gonna first stamp this tissue wrap right here. So I've already got it off of the page. So I'm going to ink this up in the black and put it at an angle as if it's just kind of laying on its side. About here. And then without re-inking, I'm just going to stamp this onto my sticky notes. So I've got that sticky half at the very top there. I'm going to just stamp it right there at the top so that when I cut it out, it's going to stay where I want it over my image when I'm stamping on my branches. So I'm not going to be too picky about that bottom part because I'm not stamping anything there, but I do need to have it be covering it up for the longer piece, not just that top edge. So it's drawn here to look like there's 2 layers of tissues wrapped around. If you want to paper piece this and do them in different patterns or color in different ones, but I just wanted to make it look kind of like 2 pieces of just like craft tissue. So I'm going to lay this right on top, just line it up with the image and stick it down. So see, that's going to stay in place just nice. And then I'm going to do this lemon leaf branch. Keep that under there just so you can see it a little bit better. So I'm going to stamp 3 of these to fill it out. So I'm going to put, see, 1 right about here. And then 1 coming over the edge here. And kind of change up the angle and put 1 right about there. Okay. Okay, oh, and hang on, I didn't get that side part inked. I'm trying to keep my head out of the way. Ah! Okay, we're gonna start over. That's okay. Just do this real quick. So I need to be a little bit more careful when I'm inking that up. So do it again. I've already got my mask. Put that on. Okay, so this time I am gonna lean in and just make sure that I'm getting that stamped all the way. Okay, so I'm gonna do one here. One here. Success. And then finally just one overlapping right there. Okay, now let's do that silhouette of the eucalyptus. And you can mask these if you want, but since it's a bold image, I'm just going to go right over it. Okay, so pull that away. And the way that I did the tag on this one, I just stamped my tag off to the left, and then I just took a pen and drew the little thread attaching it. But we're actually going to do a popped up tag today. So I have this extra little piece here. So I had some people write on Stamp TV asking what this little square is right here. This is supposed to be just a little knot of tied raffia. So what you're able to do with this, you can make little accents in the corners, kind of like a brad, but what I actually designed it for was so that you could just pop this right in and it'll make it look like your tag is attached to these different raffia pieces. So you can use it with this little raffia wrap here, the little raffia bow here, or around this tied part here. Also off of that if you want, as if you're using two different types of wraps. So it's got these little lines on it, which looks like the thread in a raffia, so you want those going vertically when you stamp them on the tag. And so you stamp it just right on like that, and then you'll color that in with whatever your raffia color is. And you can see here, this is the label. So I just put that on either side, so it's meant to look like you actually have a little punch there on either side with the raffia threaded through. So just one more little piece. If you don't ever want to use that piece, no problem. Anytime I have a little extra space in my set, I want to fill it with something that you can use for something else. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and I'm going to use the little, I think I'll use a congrats this time since I've already got a just because. So I'm going to stamp in this little handwritten greeting. Congrats. Okay. And then we'll cut this out and then do our coloring. And if you want, if you have a hole punch, you can actually punch through that little hole, but I'll show you a little trick. You can just color it in with whatever marker that you're using for whatever's behind it, and that'll look like it's showing through. So I'm just going to attach that at the end. Okay, so what we're going to do now is move on to our coloring. So let me move the stamps out of the way. I'll put this here so you can see where we're going. Here's my markers. Hopefully that's not in the way of my light. Okay, so let's go ahead and we're going to do this wrap first. So I'm going to fill it in. Actually, I'm probably going to go ahead and use a chisel tip just because I have this large area. Fill all of this in with this base color, this light color here. So this is the EB2. Very easy image to color. And anytime you see a little crease, you're just going to go over that with your dark marker to create a wrinkle. So I've got my GB8. So I'm going to put this along the side here. And instead of just doing one line, if you think about it, how it's going to fold around the bulk of this arrangement. So I'm going to go a little bit more up the side and then down here and then under that top layer. And we'll blend this in a minute. Also go under where that little bow is. I'm going to put some in here and also in here. So let's bring this up a little bit. And then let's just trace these little wrinkles that you see. And we can do some tip to tip, or we can go over it again with that EB2, and you'll see it's going to get darker. So let's fill in just a little bit more, just for an in-between there, just to make it look a little more blended. Okay. Now we're going to add our shadow to the side. So this is the IG2. So I'm just going to go around these leaves and then all along the side here. And I'm going to layer this ink up. So if you've got the IG3 as well, you can use that. I came out about 2 or 3 steps here, but what you can do is you can just keep layering that on. So I'm going to go out just a little bit further than I normally do. And then you're just going to go over it again. You see how that's getting darker there? And then we'll do this over here. And if you want it to be a little bit more dramatic, then grab a darker marker. I'm just trying to kind of keep my marker count down so you don't feel like you need to have every marker to recreate these cards. I think I'll let that dry and I'll just let them put on the color, and then we'll layer maybe a little bit more at the end. Okay, now let's do this lighter branch. So I'm using the CR2. So we've got a pink one here. And then I'm going to do just a little bit of tip to tip with the DR7. So I'm put that right in there in the middle. And you can also just put a little streak down each leaf and then blend that to be a little bit darker. Okay. All right, and now let's move on to the yellow branch. So I've got the GB6, and I'm also using this on the string or the raffia that I used to tie around the wrap. I just love this container from this set to put all the different flowers in. Could use it for so many other ones in my line. I'll go ahead and fill this in now. And then we're going to use that darker shade to shade the leaves and the string. And then I'm going to also add just a dot of this. Okay. And then we'll go to the GB7. Almost done here. So just a little bit in the centers and on the underside. So we're going to go underneath the bow, and inside there, and on the bottom edges and the inside of those loops, and then the underside of that bow. Okay. And remember I told you that we were going to fill in this little hole. So that's the background paper there. Okay, the final one that we're going to do is the HB2 and the LV2. Okay. And then I'm just going to pick up some of the LV2 for the centers. And just put some directly on there. Well, I'm a little bit darker than that. And then blend that just a tad. Okay. That's all the coloring we're going to do there. All right, so then to add my tag, the way that I want to do this one today, I'm using a foam square, but I'm not going to take the back off of it. I'm going to put it on the end of my tag because I want it to pop out a little, but then I want the edge of my tag to look like it's attached, tied onto that ribbon. So I'm going to put the adhesive there at the end. And what that's doing, it's just going to make the end of it stand out a little bit. Okay, so you have that dimension there. All right, now let's go ahead and just add our layers. So I'm going to do, and you can choose to use the deboss side or the emboss side for these branches. I think I'll do them on the back side just to change it up a little bit. And this is 2 5/8 by 5.5. And then this layer, I'm going to go ahead and pop this up since I've got these out. And the card's complete. And if you want to stamp some of that bold eucalyptus inside to kind of take the design in, you can. I'm going to go back. Just the one thing that I want to do is just make this a little bit darker. So see how much that's deepening now? The layout's a little different because I got the tag going to the other side. You could just stamp the word going the other way if you want it to be there on the left. And the card's complete. So here we have it, and then here's one that I did in a different layout with the Zig Cling color markers. I just did this on the regular white pure luxury paper, not on watercolor paper, so you don't get all the blending, and that's where you get the really cool effects. But I just wanted to show you you can use them on regular cardstock. So let me know in your comments if you prefer the A layout or the B layout, and probably you're going to have different elements that you like better from either card, and that's okay. Let me know that too. Also, let me know in your comments if you have any questions or things that you would like to see in future videos. Please subscribe to my YouTube channel and visit us at Stamp TV and on my blog Hands, Head, and Heart. Thanks for watching today, and please visit us for more ideas and inspiration using all of our products and stamps from Gina K Designs. Thank you for watching today. God bless.